It's time to get local with Krysta and discover some of Simcoe County's best local businesses. Welcome to Vintage Rustic Decor, your one-stop shop for farmhouse-inspired decor and gifts. Located in Stroud, Tina owns and operates this unique shop. Let's go check it out. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Krysta.
Thank you so much for having us here. Every time I walk into Vintage Rustic Decor, I instantly feel happy. The music, the vibe, everything is amazing. Can you tell me a little bit about what you sell here?
So what we carry here is we have our own line. We're farmhouse inspired, or we try to stay farmhouse inspired, home decor and gifts. But we added in this year, we added in our local love market. We had to pivot, and everybody loves local, and we thought let's support a little bit more local than what we already carried in here. And currently we now have 11 local makers. Wow. So it's something for everybody in here.
What made you decide that this is something the community needed?
Well, with Vintage Rustic Decor, I always have loved my antiques. Life is so hectic these days. And to me, in my mind, is you need to take it back to simple times. And when you have your antiques and your wooden items, it just makes it warm. It makes people want to come over and make those memories with you, which is an important part of my life, is making memories.
You also support a lot of charities. You're very involved in the community. Why is that important to you with the store?
It's important because I want to be community inspired. We use our store as a warehouse for for fundraisers. Our main fundraisers that we do throughout the year are usually animal rescues. We're just finishing off our biggest one. We do them twice a year, which is the Kawartha Lakes Animal Wellness Society. But we've supported Street Cats Berry, Lost Boys Hope. We have also supported Coda's Amigos Pet Rescue. We've done the Innisfil Food Bank, the Berry Food Bank. We did the tornado relief firm a couple of years ago. And we've done the school here locally. It's important to be a part of the community so people know you're here, you're supporting them.
And when you say you are supporting these charities, how does that work? So you have certain items that people buy that get donated, some of the proceeds, or how do those charity programs work?
So with the animal rescues, we've done it as a closed Facebook group, and usually they run 10 days. I post throughout the day, tell them what I have, and they can shop online, comment on the post, message me, and I will put everything aside for them. They can come in if they're local. Like with Street Cats, they will come in and they'll do shopping in here. They just tell me it's Street Cats and I automatically donate, or even my own clientele who comes in. If they tell me they noticed I'm doing the fundraiser, I donate. And it's a set percentage. I usually donate from my line. Okay. The makers is also a set percentage that I will donate from anybody shopping their lines.
And I know you recently started offering workshops in this space. Can you tell me a bit about those?
Yes, we have the Good Wax Candle Co. Kim comes in and does workshops with us, and we offer them they get to make 2 candles, and she teaches them how to create the scents. She teaches them why she uses products, the coconut soy, the wood wick, everything about her company. Everybody loves it. It's a great chatting time, and then they can do some shopping in the store if they like afterwards.
And I know one of your most sought after items is jam. And I know you post on Instagram as soon as you get a new shipment in because people are so excited about it.
So our jams, they come from Thistlestone Farms up in Coldwater. Jamie and Marlies have been providing me with jams for my gift baskets for years now. And I actually found them at a market I was doing, and that's how I got in touch with them. The best seller in here is still strawberry and raspberry.
You said making gift baskets. Is that something you do here as well?
I do. So our gift baskets are all customized. I source everything. So usually I ask if it's like 1 or 2, I need a day or 2 to source bases, and it goes by what I have in the store. So if it's something that's bigger, I do need to order it in. If it's locally, I will deliver it for them. And it's fun.
Amazing. So literally there's something here for everybody.
For everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time and showing us around.
Thank you.
Hey. Hey. Hi. Hi. Okay.
Welcome to Wishing Well Sanctuary and Experiences in Bradford. This rescue farmed animal sanctuary is definitely an experience you'll never forget. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
We're here at Wishing Well Sanctuary. We're with the pigs. Can you tell me a little bit about the sanctuary and how it started?
The sanctuary started 12 years ago, and it was started by the founder, Brenda Bronfman, and her plan was really to have a space for rescued farm animals to come and live out their lives and just a sanctuary for them to exist. The second part of the sanctuary really is how it helps people. So the main focus for people outside the public is that they get to come here and experience the animals. It's really a healing process to get to meet an animal up close, especially one like Winston, 700-pound pig who loves people and loves to have his belly rubbed. It's just a unique experience. And
what types of places do they come from?
they're all rescued from different situations. Some are rescued from bad situations. Some are rescued from places of love. For example, Petunia, she's a 500-pound pig. She was found as a piglet walking around a mall parking lot in Toronto.
Wow.
And how she got there, we don't even know.
And people can come here, can meet the animals, can go on tours. How else can they help? Can they help the sanctuary?
Well, we run on donations, and we always like to promote ourselves. If you went into Bradford right now and asked people about the sanctuary, we've been here 12 years and a lot of people still don't know us. So really community awareness, people can volunteer, they can donate money, they can donate their time. All of it is valuable to our organization.
Amazing. And people call you the animal whisperer.
I guess. You know what? That's unfair because I feed the animals.
Right.
So they're excited to see me all the time.
Okay.
And I'm here every day. So.
Is there one animal that is your favorite?
Well, I'm not allowed to say I have a favorite, but if I did have one that I'm partial to, Norm is one of the cows, and I make sure he's an older cow, and I make sure he gets his loving every morning with a little breakfast. So.
Awesome, and it's open for people to come in to go on tours?
We have the best thing to do is check social media. The best way to come and meet the animals is a private tour, because on a private tour I can take people in and they actually get to experience people like Winston.
Yeah.
The other thing, we do have some overnight stays, and the overnight stays, it started during COVID because we couldn't do the tours, and it turned out to be a great thing for the organization, because what we want people to do is experience the animals, and that's the way to do it. If there's a lot of people, it's just hard to make a connection with an animal.
Right, absolutely. Yes, I know you do the overnight stays and experiences, and we are going to go talk to Annette about that.
All right,
Thank
sounds
you so
good.
much.
Thanks.
All right, Annette, we are in the event barn as part of the Wishing Well experiences. Can you tell me what happens in here?
Well, inside here, any event that you want to have. So we've come up with some birthday party ideas, some paint party ideas. We've done bachelorettes in here. We have done movie nights, which is a big part over here. As we've got all the movies, it can be for people who are staying overnight at the sanctuary, or people, like we have a group tonight of some moms and a bunch of kids, and there's going to be 15 of them inside the barn. And so it's really, we have an engagement party coming up. We can have weddings in here, small ones though. So it's really tailored to whatever someone wants as their experience in the barn.
So someone can come and rent this space and kind of make it what they want, but then you also have experiences that they can add on to it.
Yep, we also have mixology. So my business partner teaches you how to make some cocktails. There's wine pairing with vegan cheeses.
You mentioned people stay over.
Yes.
What's that like?
So what it is an experience now to live beside the animals. When you just come to the sanctuary, you can walk around and see the animals. But this time now you get to live beside them. So you wake up in the morning and you can hear the cows mooing, or you can hear them scratching their back at night against the chains. So what we did is we started out as a way to just generate money for the sanctuary, for the charity. So what you can do, we have 3 trailers, the Llama Lounge, the Pig Palace, and Camping with the Cows, and they're all decorated towards that. The Pig Palace is all pink, so it's a great experience. People are sitting out there having a campfire, and there's a cow looking right at you. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned vegan cheese. I know there's a few rules around like the types of food that you like people to bring in here.
Yes, what we do ask people not to bring meat when they stay here. We don't want someone cooking a hamburger when you're looking at a black Angus cow that has just been rescued from the farming industry. So it's just more about being aware and you know, what the animals have come from. There's some incredible rescue stories that have happened and how they've come to now live out their best lives at the sanctuary.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for having
you.
me and sharing this space.
Oh, you're welcome.
Welcome to Jordyn Tattoos Inc. in Aurelia. Jordyn's not only just the owner, she's also one of the most sought after tattoo artists in Simcoe County. Let's go meet her. Hi, Jordyn.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having us here. I just wanted to start by saying you are amazing. You're incredible.
Thank you.
You're very talented. You're very sweet and very welcoming.
Thank
And
you.
clearly, I'm not the only one who thinks that. You have over 17,000 followers on Instagram. You won the Emerging Artists Award in Aurelia last year, and your books are packed. You have a huge wait list of people wanting to be tattooed by you. And I'm very curious as to how you started. Why did you decide to start tattooing?
Yeah, so long story short, I was actually supposed to go to law school.
Wow.
And I broke my leg, and so I couldn't afford to. And at that time, I decided to move down to Barrie. I was bartending, kind of had the idea to start selling commissioned artwork on the side. And when that happened, I had a few people inquire about actually designing tattoos. So eventually I actually saw my artwork on their skin, so I thought, oh, that would kind of be a cool career.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I went and looked for an apprenticeship and fell in love with it, and yeah,
That's
the rest
amazing.
is history.
A lot different than law.
A lot different. Oh my goodness, the look on my grandmother's face when I told her.
That's funny. And I know that you've worked at other tattoo shops and you've done guest spots at very well-known tattoo parlors.
Yes.
And now you have your own shop. How did you decide that's what you wanted to do?
So I think the biggest contributing factor was the pandemic. Kind of being locked down and all the uncertainty of knowing whether or not I was going to be working the next week. It just kind of made me really contemplate where I wanted my life to go.
Right.
And opening my own studio was always something that I wanted to do. That was kind of my end goal from the minute that I decided to start tattooing. And I just felt like if not now, when? I kind of just took it upon myself to go, you know what? Like, when's the possible worst time that it could happen? Like, if it's gonna get worse than this, then I might as well just start and go for it. And yeah, I wasn't sure, and I just kind of went out on a whim, and it happened. And
Amazing.
It's been pretty good.
Yeah. And why did you choose Aurelia? Why this location?
I worked out of Barrie for roughly 3 years. And I really liked it there, but I'm a small town girl, and living in Barrie for that long was just a little bit much for me. So I wanted to be close to family, and I also wanted to kind of be out of like mainstream traffic in regards to tattooing. Something a little more private, a little bit more of an intimate setting. And I don't really rely on walk-in traffic, so the location just made the most sense to me.
There are a lot of tattoo artists in Simcoe County. Yes. Why are people so drawn to you? Why do you think that you are so busy and you have so many people wanting to be tattooed by you?
I think it's a combination of the fact that I've kind of organized my business and my artwork in a way that's different from mainstream shops. I just knew after working in mainstream shops for a few years that there were things that I wanted to take away from that, but then things that I also wanted to kind of leave there. For me, my goal was to provide a warm, a welcoming, very, again, intimate environment for my clientele. And I think that I'm a welcoming person, so people find comfort in sort of coming and seeing me. Whereas some shops, you don't really get to talk one-on-one with the artist beforehand. Also, the transparency that I have through my social media, I think it's kind of nice to have a face with the name before you come in, especially when you're doing something that's super sentimental to you. It's also permanent. It's also costly. So I think that sort of comfort that I provide has really geared people towards wanting to see me.
Awesome. And what sort of style do you have, or what sort of pieces do you often tattoo?
Typically florals. Flowers are kind of my thing. I'm known as the girl that does floral tattoos. I've kind of been transitioning into a little bit more realism, but generally speaking, my artwork is black and gray, pepper shading, fine line.
And so someone books a session with you, what's next? Do they have a say in the design? Do they get to see it before they come in? What's the process there?
So typically tattoo artists, most of them that I know won't show the client until they arrive the day of their appointment. Personally, I don't like that. If it's something small, you know, a rose, then there's only so much you can change about a rose. I'll usually show them when they come in, but if you're booked in for 2, 3, 4 hours, if there's lots of different inclusions, if it's a sentimental piece, or there's very specific expectations or asks of the client, I send it the night before. My reasoning behind that is I don't want people to feel like they have to impulsively say that they like it. I don't want people to feel like they're going to upset me or that I'm going to be bothered. And a lot of the time people feel more comfortable asking for something to be changed via email. So,
all right, well, thank you so much for sharing about your business.
Thank you.
Vault Mental Health offers virtual and in-person psychotherapy and counseling services across 3 locations in Ontario. Jessica owns Vault Mental Health and is committed to empowering every client at any stage of their mental health journey. Let's go meet her. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Krysta.
Thank you for having us at Vault Mental Health.
Thank you so much for coming.
I've been very excited to talk to you. I feel like mental health recently has become more acceptable, I guess. Finally, people are talking about it. People are sharing their struggles openly, which is amazing. Why did you get into the field of mental health?
Well, I think it's such a complex kind of situation why I got in, but ultimately I love that you've highlighted that mental health is becoming a little bit more something we can talk about openly, and I think out of the pandemic that certainly was the silver lining. For myself, to get into mental health, it was always something that had called to me and I really enjoyed. I had a background in behavioral psychology, worked at CAMH and worked at the wellness side of it for staff. That kind of transferred when I got pregnant and moved into this community, and the pandemic actually happened. It was very isolating, was seeing how it was affecting a lot of people. So I wanted to see, you know, some of the things that I had learned from CAMH in my background with a master's of social work to see how I could apply it here in the Simcoe County. So I opened up Vault Mental Health and decided to kind of be a part of that change and give people the opportunity in our own neighborhood to access the resources they needed during the pandemic and kind of throughout the other changes in our lives. We do offer telehealth as well as virtual appointments for anywhere across Ontario and other regions across Canada as well.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
So I know sometimes people are a little hesitant to speak to someone, to speak to a therapist. What types of issues do people come to you with? Is it always like a crisis, or is it people just needing like a little bit of support? What kind of things?
That's a great point. So you don't have to be in crisis to speak to a therapist or a counselor. You can certainly call us if you're struggling with any just type of life transition, but certainly also with crisis. We talk to people about a various amount of topics, whether it's ADHD, anxiety, depression, to OCD, suicide, self-harm. So there is a lot of topics at which we can support, and we are always open for phone calls. So you don't always have to commit. You can just call us for a free 15-minute consultation, and we can just kind of hear high level what's going on and be able to address and assess what it is that we can support with.
Perfect. And along with that, you have a team that works with you. You offer the consultation to 15 minutes. You can talk to somebody. How do you kind of pair people together? How do you know if your therapist is the right fit for you?
That's a great question. So ultimately, we try to make sure that the client finds the best fit for them and not who is just available. So again, these 15-minute consultations do go a long way by being able to understand what is it they're looking to support with. And each of our therapists have their own kind of specialities that they kind of focus on and modalities. So whether it's, again, a specialization in depression, ADHD, if this individual is struggling with one of those, we can kind of offer them the opportunity to speak to them before committing to allow to see if it's the best fit for them and not just for the therapist.
Right, that's perfect. And then what about age ranges? Do you speak with children? Is it mostly adults?
Yeah, so we speak to children anywhere from 5 up, and then we speak to children's teen, adolescents, people who plus 65. There really is no distinct age for therapy, and that's another reason why we have such a vast amount of different therapists on hand to kind of help with the populations that do come in.
What do you think people can do to help move that along and end the stigma with mental health?
I think talking about it, like being able to create open narratives, being a safe space for people to come and talk to you is a big opportunity to kind of push away the stigma. I think a lot of organizations and larger companies are really kind of supporting just the conversation around mental health and just trying to eliminate that stigma, but we can do that on such a micro level as well. We can do that with our kids, telling them about our experiences with therapy, talking about just how we're feeling in a day, going to friends and family, expressing that, I am in therapy or I'm considering therapy. Do you know someone who's in therapy? It's just kind of creating more of an open conversation where it doesn't have to be siloed and it doesn't have to be something that is a secret.
Right, which is inspiring, and hopefully that continues. Well, thank you so much for having us and
Thank
talking
you.
to us about Vault Mental Health.
Thank you so much for having us, and we're so excited to be on here.
Welcome to Moon Cafe and Craft Beer in Alcona. This cozy spot is family-owned, pet-friendly, and the perfect place to enjoy fair trade coffee or Ontario craft beer. Let's check it out. Hi, Adam and Jessica. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. So Moon Cafe and Craft Beer. You have coffee, you have beer, you have books, a kids section, local vendors. How did this idea come to be?
Do you want to start? Okay. So Adam was in alcohol sales originally, and then we just had conversations. He thought it'd be great to have an actual storefront where we could sell what he was already selling. And then it just kind of evolved in conversation. We talked about, secondhand books and how it'd be great to have crystals, because I love crystals. And then it just was this sort of fun idea that we sort of dreamed about. And then this was the space that we would drive by a lot because our daughter's daycare is next door, and Adam was curious about who owned it, what was going to happen, and we thought it was such a great spot, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Oh, that's awesome. We also have baked goods from Fox's Bakery and the best gluten-free butter tart squares I've ever had in my life from a special baker.
Yes.
Who's that?
So my mother-in-law, just before this idea even really came to fruition, she was wanting to start her own bakery. And so it just worked out really well that now we have a space where she can do that and sell everything from here. And it's all family recipes and really, wholesome ingredients and just fresh things. Yeah, she just puts a lot of love into what she makes.
Yes, you can tell. It's delicious. The best.
Right? So good.
And I know overall it's very family oriented here, family run. So aside from the baking, what else is your family involved with?
Yeah, so my mom is a retired teacher and she loves to paint. So we have art around that's for sale. And we also have some really great products, candles and jewelry that my friend April makes. I love crystals, so that's sort of my little hobby and pastime.
And just in general, focusing on all Ontario products. All our beers are from only Ontario breweries. Our sodas are actually from a Prince Edward County soda company. And we have even our wines and our spirits are all Ontario made.
Very cool. Why was that important to you to keep it in Ontario?
Just focusing on local. And one of the big things in Innisfil is it's just something that was non-existent until we opened up shop. There was no Ontario craft beer on tap anywhere. And in town, and nobody really offered a wide selection of Ontario beers, and it's tough to even come by the fresh stuff in the LCBO or the grocery store, and we want to offer the best to the Innisfil residents.
Absolutely, and I feel like you guys have quickly become like the heart of the community. Like everyone comes here to meet their friends, to hang out. Why do you think that is? Like what's so welcoming about Moon Cafe?
Yeah, I don't know. That was always something we wanted, was a place where everyone felt comfortable, where everyone could come and connect, especially after how things have been the past couple of years. I think we're all just really needing connection, whether we're, you know, the kids that are coming in or people who are retired, everywhere in between. We're just looking for connection, and this has been a space where people feel comfortable, thankfully, and keep coming back and making friends while they're here. It's awesome to see.
Not having any TVs, there's nothing for people to sort of gaze at while they're here. They have to be talking with the people that they come with, or make some new friends if they don't like the person they came with.
Which we've seen so much too. People will come in, and by the time they leave, they're best friends with like a random person that came in, and our kids make friends with the kids coming in too all the time. It's so nice.
That's great. And you have events for all different ages. What's like a standard week look like for you guys with your lineup of events?
I'll let you take over that.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. We sort of start off the week, Monday, Tuesdays, we have half days with the cafe, and then we actually rent out our space to local vendors so they can sort of showcase their products Monday and Tuesday nights. And then we start our events really Wednesday. We have karaoke on Wednesday, we have trivia on Tuesday, and then we have some local bands come in Saturdays and Sundays. And then we actually have kids karaoke on Sunday mornings. And we just start our vendor markets every Saturday and Sunday. We're doing mini markets out in the parking lot where we can allow local vendors to sort of showcase their products and really get the community feel continuing all summer long.
Very cool.
And I've heard rumors about a community garden starting.
Yes, we reached out to the community, and so many people were so excited to get involved and help. And you know, high school students can come and get volunteer hours, and then other people who just love gardening can come out. And yeah, we've had a lot of
And it comes back
feedback.
to the community again. We've seen a lot of people struggling for food, and the Troy Scott fridges are always empty, so we want to figure out some way that we could help give back.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and thank you guys for creating this space. Like I said, everybody loves it. Everyone loves to come meet here, and it's something we definitely needed.
Oh, thank you
thanks
for
for coming out.
coming. We appreciate it.